Hey guys, it is me again. It's been a few weeks, had a few things going on, so I wasn't able to hop on here, which I have been so busy I feel like I can't get anything done. Like, I have this whole project list going on and I just feel like I can't get anything worked on. But I do have a few little very small whips. So we'll get to that in just a bit. But life update, I guess. Not last week, but the week before, I didn't hop on here because we have, where we live in Eastern North Carolina, there's a really big fishing tournament every year called the Big Rock. And so 2 Fridays ago, we decided to go down to the docks because it was the next to the last day of fishing. My brother-in-law was in the tournament. We were really keeping our fingers crossed that they would catch something, which they did. Up until the day that we went, they had been in third place, like since like the second day or something, or the third day maybe, I don't know. They had been in second place for third place for a while, and then the day that we went, like a few other boats caught some fish and kind of knocked them out, which was sad, but he said he had a great time. So but anyways, so we spent the day basically down at the docks, went and walked on the beach for a little bit. Didn't really go to like do a beach day, but we were near the beach and we thought, well, if we're already at the beach, we may as well go ahead and go dip our toes in the water and stuff like that. So we had a great day though. It was just me and 2 of my boys and my in-laws for the day. So that was what I did 2 Fridays ago. And then last week I planned to hop on here, but I had a really bad sinus infection and I was waiting for my doctor to call in some antibiotics for me. So my allergies have been crazy lately. So if you see that I have red eyes, like they've been watery and itchy and it's terrible. I think right now we go through these pollen phases here in North Carolina. You're gonna always be in some sort of pollen season. It's either gonna be trees, grasses, or I forget the other one. But I think right now we're in the grass pollen stage. So, and it always gets me. So yeah, bad sinus infection, and every time I get a sinus infection, one half of my face swells up really bad. It's so bad. And I was like, there's no way I'm doing a video like this. So that's kind of what's been going on and why I haven't been here in the last couple of weeks. But also, like I said, I didn't really have anything new. I had like yarn to show you, but that was just about it. So anyways, I'll get to the things that I'm working on. I don't have anything finished, of course. I am really hoping that I will have some finished objects for you guys next week. So one thing I'm working on is so I'm doing the year of dishcloths from the kitchen sink shop, which if you guys are not subscribed to her newsletter, I will leave the information. Be sure you subscribe because the new dishcloth news will go out in the newsletter tomorrow, or I think it usually hits like at midnight. So the July dishcloth. So Garlene from the kitchen sink shop, she does these every month. They're totally free patterns, and they have really taught me a lot about knitting since I am a new knitter. You know, I'm a crocheter for several years, since I was like 12, so like 30 years. But I've always wanted to learn to knit, and so this has really been helpful. So right now I am working on the March dishcloth. Yes, I'm so behind. So this is the March dishcloth. It is called the Mini Eggs dishcloth. All of her dishcloths for 2023 are based on desserts, mostly cookies. And so this one was mini eggs, I guess, for Easter. You know, the little cookies that you get with the little mini Cadbury eggs, I guess. So that is this one, and you can see it's taken on, it's got this little pattern going here. There's some what is it, some slip knits and some knit 2 togethers and things like that. Yarn Overs and On is creating this really neat pattern here. So yeah, I'm quite, whenever they make things that have these little patterns, I'm quite proud of myself because, you know, like I said, I'm still learning to knit. So there's that. This should be done by next week, I hope. Dishcloths should not take me that long. Dishcloths should really, I should be able to get a dishcloth done in a day, but I spend a lot of time frogging projects, so ripping them out and having to restart because I'm still, you know, I still don't really know how to go back and fix errors in my knitting. If it was crochet, I would know exactly like where my error is and all that stuff, but I'm still learning like the anatomy of the stitches and how to tell, oh, did I skip a stitch? Did I drop a stitch? Did I not do something right? For the most part, if it's like just a simple knit or purl, I do know how to go back, but when you have like yarn overs and knit two together and all that stuff, I don't really know how to fix all that. So I just like, oh, let me rip it all back out. So, and I have yet to make a dishcloth that I haven't ripped out like at least 3 or 4 times. So that will be coming eventually. I will get the hang of it a lot better. So. And then my other project that I have circled back around to is my trusty old sock. I'm glad this isn't a drinking game where everybody takes a drink every time Kristin restarts this sock because we'd all be drunk. So far, I'm on the cuff. I'm doing a lot better this time. Aren't those cute? Those are my little stitch stoppers that or needle protectors or whatever, that I got in one of my Yarnable boxes. And so they fit perfectly on here. I like them so much better than just the normal ones you get from the store that are so boring. So, anyways, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I have my cup of tea in my, let's see, in my, oh, nothing's focusing today. In my yarn ball mug, I have my cup of tea, and this is just a Bigelow Raspberry Royale. This came in a package that I got from 3 by the Sea Designs. I guess some of their yarn. So, so yeah, really good tea. But anyways, back to my sock. I'm on the cuff. I'm about 6 rounds into the cuff. I am determined to get this done because there's so many sock make-alongs going on. Right now we're in the middle of crazy sock camp. Summer sock camp from the Sock Lady, which this will not count because this is not going to be a pair because I already know this particular yarn is discontinued. This is a yarn from Hobby Lobby. I've already told you guys about it, but I will still show you. It's a yarn called Cozy Toes. So that is it. It's Yarn Bee Cozy Toes. They still carry this yarn, but they don't have this colorway, which this is the Heyday colorway. And it's just, I don't know, it's just something I picked up at the time when I was thinking, oh, I'm going to teach myself how to knit a sock. I just picked this one up because it was a lighter color. Like all the ones I really liked were really dark colors, and I thought, oh, it's probably not good to try to learn how to knit on a really dark colored yarn. So I picked up this one because it was a lighter color. So this is what it's going to look like once you knit it up. Like it's just like a variegated kind of yarn with some blues and golds and stuff like that. But they don't have this colorway anymore. So this will be a single sock because it is only a little, let me see, a 50-gram ball. And normally I think you need 100 grams for a pair of socks. And I'm still learning about that too, like yarn weight. And I mean, I know about yarn weights, like the different kinds of yarn, but like how much goes into a project and stuff, because when I crochet, I never thought about that before. And so now knitting and watching a lot of podcasts and a lot of the people who are very seasoned knitters, I'm starting to learn about weighing your yarn and knowing how much goes into a project and whatnot. So anyways, that's my sock. I really hope I can finish it by the next time I see you guys. And that way I can actually start using all these beautiful sock yarns that I have in my stock. So yeah. I honestly, I have lost count of all the times that I have restarted this sock. So, hey, practice makes perfect, right? Or at least practice will get me to where I kind of can figure things out. So that is that's what I have that I've been working on. I should be working on so many more things because I actually have a lot of things that were supposed to be gifts for last year that I never finished. So, so we have that. And then next I just have things that I have acquired, like gotten in the mail. One is from Little Bitty Delights, and she makes progress keepers and stitch markers and such. she does her stuff out of polymer clay, and anybody that I think anybody who makes polymer clay little tiny miniature things is just phenomenal. Like, they look so realistic, and I've been trying to get some of her stuff for a while now. She does a lot of collabs with a lot of like yarn dyers and other makers. I know she's been in a few of the collabs with my cousin Mandi from Mandi's Makings, and then just other people I see. And if you love to read, also visit her Instagram. She does these beautiful just post all the time where she takes whatever book she's reading and she kind of, I don't know, she like coordinates her yarn, and everything just goes so nicely together. So anyways, she made a post one day that she was packaging up orders, and she had this picture, and I commented on it. It was in one of her stories, and she had all these little progress keepers that she was getting ready to send out, or she had just packaged up and sent out or whatnot. And I commented on one because I was like, oh, if you ever make any more of those, I hope I get some, or I hope I can get one of them. And she goes, I have one left, and it is this right here. I'm gonna see. It is this cherry blossom donut. And I love cherry blossoms, and it's not picking up quite the right color. It's a little bit washed out, but it's got these pink cherry blossoms, this mint green, I guess, frosting. And I was like, it's so pretty. And so she's like, I have one left. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go over there right now. And I like hopped down from my phone, got on there, and I bought it. Like, I just had to have it. So I was so excited to finally get one of her stitch markers. But I mean, just the detail that goes into it, is just spectacular. And there's like the back of the donut even. Like, look at the shading. Everything's so perfect. And she has so many more that I would love to buy eventually. I mean, because how many progress keepers do I really need, right? But when they're miniature like that, the little miniature food like always gets me. So that is one thing that I acquired, and I will leave her information. I'll leave her website. I will leave her Instagram. Please check out her Instagram. Like I said, if you love to read, like, she has all the best like book ideas and everything, and I just love seeing her Instagram. Like, I love following her on Instagram because I like seeing her posts. So there is that. And then I have yarn. So my yarn, of course, from Mandi's Makings. You guys all know by now that Mandi is my cousin, and Mandi is a yarn dyer, and she is a really awesome yarn dyer. She has beautiful yarns. She does really amazing curated kits. Like, she puts together quarterly kits sometimes. So what I have though is my monthly sock set subscription from her. Okay, so my part of this is my Coffee Shop Crew monthly sock set. I probably said that a couple minutes ago. I had to do that thing where I have to upload the video to my computer to clear space on my phone, so I forgot where I was. And then a part of this is also some extra yarn she sent me, and I will tell you about that in just a bit. So Mandi does these things called share a pair. Basically you can either purchase like both. Here, I'll show you guys. It's easier to explain it after I show you. So this is one half of a share a pair set. You get two 50-gram skeins, so it's 100 grams total, which this should make one pair of socks. But usually when you buy share a pair, you buy them together. She also does a thing every so often called Share a Pair Connect, where you can connect with a friend, or she will connect you with somebody. You'll sign up for the share a pair, and then she'll connect you with someone. And so I think it's a really cool thing. Some people will use the extras in giveaways. Some people just make more socks with them, or whatever they're making. But I love the concept of making a knitting friend, or a yarn friend, I guess I should say, because, you know, we crochet too. through, you know, making friends through yarn. So this particular one is a colorway that she calls Military Family, and she had brought it back from last year, I believe, because she is the military. Her stepdad was military, and so, you know, I think it's really cool that she did something for that, you know, she calls Military Family. And I love anything patriotic, so I adore this. But she messaged me and she's like, hey, I have a share pair set where some of the red got on the white and I can't sell it. Do you want it? And I was like, oh my goodness, yes, I will take it. I was like, let me know. I'll send you some money. I'll send you money for shipping or something, you know. And she's like, no. I want to gift it to you. So she did. And I appreciate it so much. She knows that I am really, really trying to do well in my knitting journey, and she's always giving me helpful advice, telling me, you know, oh, like I think I bought some yarn from her a couple years ago, and she's like, now this isn't gonna make socks, you know. She goes, I know you're wanting to make socks. She goes, but here's some patterns that you could use this yarn for. So I thought that was really cool, you know. She's like, look it out for me, right? So this is what she sent me, and like she said, there's some of the red got on the white. I don't mind. I think it's cool. It gives it character. So I loved this. And so what she did is she just combined it with my monthly subscription that I get from her. Also included in the package, and if you place an order, today's the last day, I think. She was doing these for all June orders, which she did just do a shop update. If you're watching this on Friday the 30th, she did a shop update it was around 11 a.m. Eastern time. She put some really awesome yarns. I hope there's some stuff left. I haven't shopped yet. I did share it on my Instagram. But she has these colors that is part of a collection called Santa's Tropical Vacation. That way, if you're wanting to do making like Christmas in July projects, but maybe you're not wanting to embrace the Christmas colors yet, she has these really fun, bright, tropical colors, which totally my jam. I'm a beach girl. I love anything tropical. And then she did sock sets with, she did some sock sets with the same types of colors, but they're different beaches. And then she did a colorway that is blue and yellow. Now she is in the Pensacola area, so a colorway that's blue and yellow to represent the Blue Angels. So if you're not familiar with the Blue Angels, it's a Navy stunt pilot group or whatnot. They perform at air shows and stuff, which I grew up going to air shows. I grew up knowing who the Blue Angels are. So I thought it was so cool, you know. And she posts, like, you know, pictures from there's like a local photographer in Pensacola who takes all the pictures of the Blue Angels, like flying over the beach or wherever in Pensacola. So, which if you do not know, Pensacola is the home of the Blue Angels. So I just thought that was really neat that she did a colorway for them. So the other thing that she was doing for the month of June, so if you place your order today, it will count. She's putting these bracelets in there. And if you do not know what this is, I will give you a little bit of information. I am definitely not an expert on it because I'm not very, very familiar. I am familiar because of her and because this has been her big thing since she started really getting into, you know, putting herself out in the crochet and knitting community. So this is for the A21 campaign, and what that is, it is a campaign to basically make people aware of human trafficking. I think they help human trafficking victims. I know one of Mandy's big things is that a portion of all her yarn sales goes to the A21 campaign. So, might as well wear my bracelet, right? So yeah, I thought that was really cool that she's including these, you know, and that way you can start the conversation. You know, people can ask, what does that stand for? And you can let them know, you know. Not a lot of people know about the different organizations for human trafficking. I know human trafficking is becoming a bigger thing that people are aware of, but they don't really know who different organizations are, and that is sad that it is becoming a thing. But a portion of Mandy's sales from yarn does go to the A21 campaign. So June orders, which means today's the last day, so go shop the shop update. I will put her link to her shop in the description, as well as her Instagram, because she does really fun things on Instagram. And so with that being said, we'll get to my monthly subscription. This year her theme is coffee shops, and she had, you know, you're gonna hear this every time I open one of these. I just thought I would, you know, in case you don't watch my videos on the regular. So what she has done is at the end of last year, she asked people to name some of their favorite coffee shops. She's looked up some, and then what she does is she posts pictures of the coffee shop, and she uses those pictures to kind of give her inspiration for the colorways of her sock set. So these are all sock sets that she does every month. They're all going to be fingering weight, 75, 25, you know, superwash merino nylon. And this is the one for June. And oh, this is so nice. Look at that blue. Oh my gosh, that blue. I wish it would pick up correctly. It is looking almost slightly purple in my phone, so I don't know how this is going to show up on camera, but it is definitely a blue. It is like a kind of like a dark denim blue. And the main skein, so you have your main 100 gram skein and your little 10 gram mini. But yeah, it's like a light pistachio green, and then it has speckles of this blue throughout it. And I'm trying to see what other colors. There's like a few other colors, like very, very light hints of some. Maybe a little bit of gold in there. It's really hard to see, like a golden yellow color. And there's my hair. I shed so bad, which if you haven't noticed, I did get a haircut. I chopped off about 4 inches. It's summer, it's hot, I needed it gone. But yeah, so that is the June colorway, and it is for the coffee shop Espresso Yourself, who is out of St. Louis, I believe. I did not look up. I try to look up things about these coffee shops, and then I forget that I need to look it up before I hop on here. So Espresso Yourself is the coffee shop. So yeah, that is the sock set. I love the colors. So that here is Mandi's logo, Mandi's Makings, and then she has her website. Which her yarn, she does have a website, but her yarn is sold on Etsy, so I will leave her Etsy shop too. So, and then the share pair sets, they're fingering weight also, 75, 25, superwash merino nylon. So yeah, and that was the name, Military Family. So that's everything I have. Like I said, not a lot. It's a lot of me rambling, not a lot of me doing anything else. Hopefully I will buckle down and get lots of projects done. I'm trying to figure out how to manage my time better now that it's summer and our whole routine is different. You know, it's not like I drop my son off at school really early. He is in camp. He is in an autism, a camp that is run through the Autism Society, because he is on the spectrum. And he has been going to this camp since, so he's 11. He's been going, he's about to be 12. He's been going to this camp since he was, I want to say 5. He was in the very first summer camp that they started through their social rec program. And then he's been in their after school program ever since then too. So he goes to camp every single day. I know sometimes I feel a little torn about, do I really want to put him in camp all day long? Do I feel like I'm I'm missing out on his summer? But really, I mean, if we're gonna go take a day trip somewhere or do anything fun, I'll just take him out of camp. So I think camp's good for him, for his social skills, and it just gives him more of an opportunity. At home, you know, he's not really gonna verbalize, you know, he's not gonna be verbal much because we just do everything for him. He knows mommy will do everything for him, but at camp at least he's verbal and he's talking to his you know, little friends and everything, and it's just been a really good thing for him. And he gets to do fun things. He gets to go swimming every single day. Like today they're going to the local dairy, and so anyways, I ran off on a tangent again, just to say we're trying to get used to summer routine. I mean, it's been this way for almost a month now, but And so one of the things I'm doing, I am making myself a little schedule. I'm like writing everything out. I'm a pen and paper person. I would rather write everything down than to put it in some app or anything. That's how I've always been. So every morning I write down a little list of things that I really need to do, trying to stick to it. So on that list, because I'm being very intentional with my time, I put in my knitting and crochet projects. So that gives me, you know, and I say, oh, take at least this much time to work on it. So that is where I am there. Things we've been enjoying. I haven't read any of my book. I love reading, but then I think, oh, there's other things I need to get done. And like I said in my last video, I'm not an audiobook person. I like to hold a book and read it and really look at it. So audiobooks, I don't really do a whole lot of. I mean, I haven't tried it ever. Because I just rather pick up the book and read it. So then if I sit down and read, I'm thinking, oh, I could be doing so many other things. I could be doing laundry. I could be washing dishes. I could be knitting or crocheting, and then I don't read. So I do need to pick up my book. Maybe I should put that schedule that in too. Need to read for like 30 minutes. I do read with my youngest son every night, though. We have fun with that. I don't know if you guys have kids, are you familiar with it's called the Who HQ series. So it's like what is, or where is, or who was, and it's like it talks about something in particular. We have 5 books so far. We have the Nintendo book, the Lego book. Let's see, who else? Disney World. There is a Walt Disney one too, about the man, and then we have the Disney World book. And then we have Blackbeard, and we have another one. I can't remember what the other one was. I am learning so much from these books. I think I look forward to reading them just as much as he looks forward to having me read to him, because they're really cool. You learn facts about things that you really didn't know before. So I'm really enjoying that with him. And then let's see. Of course, I always keep up with like the Crazy Sock Lady podcast, the Homespun House podcast. I'm trying to get through her channel, actually. Like, I like to binge channels. Recently discovered the Breaking Yarn podcast, and then I've been keeping up with Nitty Natty also, where they are about to leave New York City. Actually, they're leaving today, and they're going to set off on a journey that I literally, right before she announced it, I had told my husband I would love to visit every state in the United States and go to a yarn shop in every single state. So that's kind of becoming a thing now, is when we travel, I kind of like Google where we're going to be, and I'm like, ooh, is there a yarn store? And I want to visit a yarn store everywhere we go, and just support local yarn shops, you know. So they're about to do that. They're going to do the whole van life thing. And so if you don't follow Nitty Natty, you should. I know she's going to keep her knitting channel. And then I think they're going to do like a separate van life channel. And so their whole goal is to visit all 50 states and visit a yarn shop in every state. And I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do too. So I'm so excited, and I'm hoping to, you know, learn about some yarn shops, through her channel and live vicariously through her. So I've been following her, and then we're still watching The Rookie. If you like police shows, that's a good one. It kind of mixes, like, you know, some of the not really serious, but like the, you know, low key, like just like everyday aspects of police life, but it also throws in some comedy. We really like the show. Season 2 of The Bear, my son introduced me to The Bear, and season 2 just came up, and I probably will finish it today. And then I think that's really it. Oh, the Hot Wheels challenge show. My little guy loves Hot Wheels, so we've been watching that. So that's been really cool to watch. And then one of the judges is a friend of my husband's, so I thought that was really cool. So anyways, that's it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll have more projects for you guys next week. And in the meantime, have a good one. Bye.